Hi everyone and welcome back to The Threat Life. In today's video, I'll be sharing how I achieved these soft crimps in this flawless glueless install using love letter bundles. Alright, so I just finished my clients for the day and I'm my last one. So let's get into this wig install. I had my mom braid me down, but I tried my wig on and these two center braids were going to be giving lumpy mamas and we cannot have that. So I'm just going to take these two. I'm going to make this cornrow into two plaits on each side and just tie it down like that, or just tack it down because it's a whole situation. So I'm gonna go repeat this on the other side, tack all these loose ends down, and then I'll be back to do the ball cap. So to make things smoother and easier, I decided to do all voiceover for the rest of the video. That struggle braid down is just gonna get us by. Now I'm slicking my edges back using some edge control so they can be nice and out the way before going in with 99% alcohol to clear my hairline to get it ready for the glueless adhesive. Next, for my ball cap, I'll be using ultra sheer pantyhose in the color beige. I find these to lay a lot better than a cap. It's thinner, which leads to a nice flawless install that's flatter and not as thick as far as the cap goes. So I'm just tying that in a knot, and then I'm going to cut holes for my ears. Same process as if I was using a cap, it's just pantyhose instead. See here that I got a little ahead of myself and went ahead and grabbed the olive oil ORS wig grip gel and started applying that to my hair to lay the ball cap, but I forgot I have to sew the cap. So a little thing I like to do is measure however far my closure goes across my head, so I'll know exactly where to sew and where to apply my gel so my ball cap can lay perfectly under my closure. You don't want to have a 6x6 ball cap with a 5x5 closure, or a 4x4 ball cap with a 5x5 closure. It needs to match up perfectly, so I use my measuring tape to line it up and get it sewn perfectly, and then I go in with the wig grip gel and apply it to my hair to get the cap to stick down. And once I go ahead and lay it down with the gel, for extra security, I'm going to secure it with the Frontal Queen Lace Adhesive Spray just to lock it all in. And these two products, neither contains glue. So this is still glueless. It's just glueless adhesives and alternatives being used. Once I get both of those products applied, I'm going to sit under the dryer until that hardens. Usually that takes about 10 to 15 minutes. While that's going on, I'm going to get these crimps done up. The products that I'm using, or the utensil that I'm using, is the Ion Crimper. You can find this at Sally's. And for spray, I'm using Sebastian Shaper. Normally I would use Got To Be spray, but that gives stiff crimps and I wanted soft brushable crimps for this look, so that's why I use the Sebastian instead. And I'm just going in and crimping. If you watch crimping videos or have done this style, you know this is a tedious process. So get your music ready, your shows going, your podcast, whatever you like, whatever you're into, going for this process. And I like to lift the tail end as I'm doing each crimp so that I can get the formation of the wave in there. And I do about 10 seconds for each time. And then you'll also see that I start the crimp in the last wave of the previous crimp. That sounds crazy, but once you do it, you'll get the feel for exactly how it goes. And then once I get to the top, I like to flat iron it some in the top so that it can be nice and smooth. For the rest of the hair, I did not flat iron it first because, again, these were soft crimps, not super defined and stiff crimps. So all the texture was welcome. I'm just going to finish this off and I will come back for the actual install. Now that my ball cap has dried, I'm going to cut off the excess cap. I use my regular size scissors for the perimeter, and then once I get closer to the hairline, I use my smaller nail scissors. Those are going to be a best friend in any wig install to make sure that you are cutting close and precise without cutting to your skin. Once that extra cap is gone, I like to lay down the parts that started to lift with the tail end of a rat tail comb or an edge brush, and then blow dry that and finish it off with cleaning with alcohol before applying Glueless Adhesive once more. Now I'm just matching my makeup to my skin. I like to put it right on my forehead so it can match, because a lot of times our face and our hands are different colors, and your scalp and your part is going to be the closest to your forehead. And that's the Ruby Kisses Concealer Cream Palette. And I'm going to apply it to the ball cap as well as to the inside of the wig before applying the wig onto my head. Because this isn't my first time applying this wig, I like to mark where I need to lay the lace exactly so that it's not too far up or too far back, and that gives me a guide as to where to start to lay the adhesive spray. And then I apply the adhesive spray onto a stick and not directly onto my forehead so that it's mess free and it doesn't get onto the lace or the hair and cause a sticky mess. And then I blow dry it before applying a second layer. You can do 2 or 3 layers depending on how long you're going to have this on, but I knew that it would be under a week for me, so I just did 2 layers, let it get tacky, and then pull my lace up right behind that guide that I previously put in place. And I did that with a light eyeliner pencil. And I'm going to tie that down with my baby hairs. Normally, if doing this on a client, this is where I would style. But because I already styled it, I just let it set in for about 10 minutes or so and dried it before cutting off that band. And then next, we're going to go in and lay these baby hairs. Because I don't like mine too thick, I thinned it out before cutting them and laying them. And I'm just gonna cut going from short to long, going longer as I get closer to my ear. And before I'm going to lay them, I'm gonna curl them with my Red by Kiss pencil flat iron. This helps them to swoop so much easier. They're already going in the direction that you need them to because they're curled. And I like to curl away from my face, not going back. I lay them first using Love Letter Edge Lay, just to get the formation going, because if you go straight in with wig grip gel, it's gonna get too stiff too fast. And once I get them sitting exactly how I like, I go in with the wig grip gel to solidify them and get them laying nice and stuck. They're not going anywhere once you put this wig grip gel on, baby. I used to make the mistake of going straight in with the wig grip gel and they were not moving. They would get stuck before they were swooped right. But if you go in with edge lay first and then the wig grip gel, tie them babies down with a black strip in the rest of your stockings, don't play with her. Lastly, because again, this is not my first time installing this wig, that part has widened up a little bit with time. So I'm just going to use the tail end of the edge brush and I'm going to hold that in place while I spray. And honestly, I sprayed too much right here and ended up having to clean it up with the concealer after the fact. So be careful when doing this, because if you overspray, you will be out here looking like Miss Blackout Mamas. But luckily, we cleaned it up. Next, going in with my Pump It Up Spritz. My pump broke, so I'm just tapping that onto the part in space before going in with the hot comb just to raise it up and give it that scalp-like look. Now we can reveal the baby hairs. I also like to keep my baby hairs covered up while I'm doing the spray so that I don't spray the front of the lace, because that can turn into a whole mess as well. And last but not least, I'm going back in with the Ruby Kisses Concealer Cream just to give it that scalp-like finish going into my part as well as to the front of the lace to just get that makeup to melt nice and solid into the finished look. Again, this is Love Letter Loose Wave in the inches 20, 22, 24. Love Letter Black Label to be exact. My hair is nothing to be played with. Please check it out by going to www.thelovelettercollection.com. It will not fail you. This is literally some of the best hair in the game. Grade 10A. And I mean, just look at the results. They speak for themselves. And the fact that this is glueless and will not harm your edges just takes it that much higher on the upper echelon chart. Like, what are we talking about? But this is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed this soft crimp install. I had to redeem myself. The last wig install I did was when I was pregnant and it was just not giving. So we're back in the game. If you like this hair tutorial and want to see more, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, you are the realest. Good luck on your wig install if you're about to take up this challenge, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Bye.